Okay. Sorry, guys. Alright. I'm gonna try something real quick. I ended the stream, I didn't mean to. I was trying to be right back. The reason why I actually, officially ended it is because I wasn't sure if the sound was gonna come through. I'm gonna be right back. So, I'm going to test it. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah, it's still. I can still hear it. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. I guess I could mute it at the base, but I'll see. If I muted it. Did it mute still? Oh my god, it's not working. Okay. Alright, okay. I hope that's better. I have no idea if you guys can hear it or not. This bug is really loud. Alright, I closed off Twitch. I don't know if that's gonna help. I hope it does. I can't tell on this side. That's what I mean about seeing it from the viewer side as well as the business side. And don't come at me for it. $7, okay? That's like actually $8 related to me. Because originally they were the holographic nails. I don't know if you see it underneath. Because my nails are actually like coming through. You know? My nails break so easy. Unless I have them done, they don't break. So, it's probably from my diet. But either way, I ended up painting over them for Jeff's birthday. I don't know if you can see that color or not. It's so bright. There, that's a little bit more real to the color. But I actually have a dress that color on it. Jeff picked up this color, and I just happened to have a dress that was the exact same color, so we wore it for his birthday. And then just recently got a new kit, which had a clear coat, because I want to do his nails. And then, do not be afraid to go to the salon to get your nails done and feet done, and oh my god, because it's worth it. I don't care what anybody says. A woman likes a man who's well taken care of, as in they take care of themselves. And same thing for guys. Guys like women to take care of themselves. Even if they can't financially take care of themselves, they like them to at least keep up with themselves personally. You know, keep up with the house, keep up with, whatever it is besides what they're doing. And for those of you who are in non-traditional relationships, it's good to be a good partner. It's good to be a good person, friend. That should be the core of who you are, not just because you're with a person. That should be you. and yeah, we end up like changing portions of ourselves to be in a relationship with somebody. Don't forget who you are. Okay, I understand that other people have boundaries and you have to abide by them, but you have your own. Okay, if you don't, you need to start making some. This is so weird having the camera over here. I need to change this somehow. I don't know this thing. It's like, you have a double chin right here, extra cheek over here. Yes, you're 221 pounds. I'm just going to remind you every angle, no matter what you do with your hair. Accountability. Yeah. The first time you ever see yourself on the screen or from a picture of you from someone else that's not filtered, you're gonna hate it. because it's the realest view of who you are. When I first got back my photos from the photo pool at the beach, the first time I was ever like in a bikini, getting photos taken of me, full vulnerability, out in front of everybody else. It was such an awkward but amazing feeling at the same exact time. And when I got those photos back, mind you, in my mind, I think I looked a certain way. When I got those photos back, it did not look anything like I thought it was going to look. It literally offended me when I saw it. And in that moment, I had to decide, and I asked the stream before, and I'm saying this again because it needs to be said. I had to make a choice in that moment, whether I was going to let it be. So when you get offended by something, I want you to stop, take a second, ask yourself why. Why are you offended about something, whatever it is? And decide from that moment, in that moment, you need to decide whether you love it or hate it. I suggest that you start with love, because love can only come from your mind. Just remember, if you hate it, you're probably going to hate this. So, learn to love things about yourself. Learn to be okay being vulnerable and speaking your truth. Say what? When you finally start speaking your truth, and I mean fully, WHOLE, as a whole. And just, it takes a weight off of me that I can't explain. It's like a breath of, they say it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, just like all this stuff that was weighing heavy on you, it's just, it comes off of you. And at first it feels very scary. It feels like you're going to get in trouble, you're going to get punished, and there is a possibility. But ultimately, the long-term goal is to stay as high vibrational as possible. When they say that the 144,000 are chosen, 144,000 is a frequency. And you have to meet that frequency to be chosen. And like I said in the past week, we are all portals. How else are you going to be a halo? How else are you going to be able to go through that portal to a higher dimension, to a higher frequency, to a higher level of state of being, to betterment, to just rising up out of the darkness? How are you going to do that if you're not completely yourself? I mean, the darkness will expose more of you than anything. Trust me. Sometimes you have to sit in the darkness for a little while. Until you know that's you. You know, it's funny, I just think thought about it. I'm just sitting here, and mind you, I was just talking this last stream prior to the be right back. Everyone needs to replay it, it's kind of nonsense, but anyways. Previous to the be right back, I was talking about sharing Amazon links and being an affiliate and being an influencer. But in the background also, like what I was talking about was like you have your social media and you're promoting that. Or you're promoting yourself on your social media. But you're not promoting your social media. You gotta take a step back and push forward while you're still doing it. Sometimes you have to pay for advertising and those sorts of stuff. I was just thinking, I'm sitting here promoting Amazon, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. growing myself. And mind you, I am an affiliate. I am a paid, so to speak, person associated third party independently to the board of this company. But what we were talking about in the last stream was promoting ourselves. And yes, the Amazon link is part of my business, but mine is first. I told you guys 10% off the top. That's all you. Okay? It's finances, that's you promoting yourself, that's you taking care of yourself, that's you putting yourself first. It's the one thing that we never fucking do. And we're told that we're selfish for doing it. It's not selfish. It is legitimately the baseline of everything that you do and everything that you are. And if you don't take care of that, that's where your cracks in your foundation are. So I am telling you, don't be selfish. Take 10% off the top for yourself. Give yourself that solid foundation that you can work with. Okay? And if you don't have a solid foundation, you need to work on that right now. Okay? What I mean by that is your mental state of mind. Where does this all come from? It comes from up here in that 5D. If you don't fix that foundation for that portal, nothing is going to come through. So, 10% off the top for you. I'm trying to explain this in a way that has been spoken before, but it's in a new way of explaining it, in a way that may be comprehensible to more people than the previous statement was. Okay? Yes, I'm saying the same shit that everybody's always said, blah, 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 blah. I'm saying it in a different way. Maybe now you'll fucking get it. Okay? And I'm speaking to myself when I'm saying this entirely. So, but at the same time, I'm saying it's so. So advertising, promoting yourself, getting your links out there. Okay, so your links to your social media is first before the social posting. See where I said we're adjusting and adapting and overcoming the previous issues that were working before that will not work in the future if you don't build the foundation from it. I made the order yesterday. It's for today. Okay. So myself. On socials. And like I said, you're literally watching me the whole time evolve and adjust accordingly to whatever it is that I'm doing. Now, mind you, this entirety is not specific. Okay? I'm saying your path is going to be different than mine. Parts of my path may assist you in whatever it is that you're doing whenever you hear this, see this, whatever. There's going to be parts, like I said, those missing little steps that you have. And X. It's kind of like an arch, like map. It's got a bunch of dots. The dots are there, the steps that I'm giving. The ones that are invisible are the ones that you're going to have to figure out to take yourself to get to where you want to go. It's everything that I did to get to where I am today. But it's the steps that I'm going to have to take to get to where I want to be also. So just be aware of that. There's going to be missing steps along the way, and there's going to be missing steps that end like affecting you in the next chapter. You know, like steps that you didn't take 5, 10, 15 years ago now are going to affect you in your new chapter. So it's like just remember that those cogs in life always end up touching back because that cycle and that table keeps turning. Okay. Sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it's against you. And these things are all happening at the same exact time. That's why it's so hard to live life sometimes. It feels like it's just so overwhelming. I just can't think about it. I can't do it. It's too much. You know, it's like these stars on my imagery on my stream. Just keeps coming at you. You know, from all angles. So just understand that you are on your path, and you're the one who makes the choices. You're the one who makes the decisions. Ultimately, just remember that every decision that you make has positive and negative, and every single time that you make a decision, it affects you and everybody else around you, whether it's now or in the future. Okay? So be very, very conscious of your decisions when you make serious decisions, because it's not just you. Okay, it's not just you or the person that's associated or people that are associated to it. It's like I said, you have to think interstellar. You have to think infinite, and that loop keeps coming back, right? At some point, that crisscross happens, and you have that crossroads where it's like positive, negative. Which way am I going? Am I going to go backwards through this again and end up right back where I was, or am I going to go forward into a new, and then maybe possibly if this comes up again, I know where to go. I know which path to take now because the last one took this one. So now I'm going to keep that high vibe. I'm not going to get sucked back down into the bullshit again. See what I'm saying? So like if you have an issue that comes up in the past, it's going to come up again in the future. It's just going to come up in a different way. And you're going to have to decide at that moment in time, okay, where do I pivot and move from here? Because you can pivot. You can pivot and move. There's no just thing. There's not that. You have that every day. but you could also, think about floating in space. You're on a destination course. That can change at any moment in time. Things come in and hit you, take you off course. You're still in space. You can still move any direction. You just may not be aware of that. I don't think you realize the power that you have every single day. I hope you do. I hope you recognize the power that you have. I hope that you recognize how strong that you are from how far you have come and how far you're going to go. I don't think you realize that even in your darkest moment right now could be the most pivotal point in your life. It becomes the greatest thing that ever happened. And you can create from darkness. You can create from nothing. That's the whole point. You're supposed to create from nothing. Created all of this. I've had help. I've had encouragement. I've had background, people in the background. I've had financial help from different people over the course of time. They may not have been exactly millions of dollars or something, but it's provided for me. The universe does provide. You just have to find a way to get it to come to you. You have to give it that portal open opportunity for it to come to you. And you have to take certain steps because it's not going to come to you if you just stay stuck. The same thing with people. So pivot. Dance. Don't forget to dance every once in a while. They don't dance in the kitchen anymore. Hit. Hey, babe. You wanna dance in the kitchen later? I'm messing with you. No, I was saying that not enough people dance in the kitchen anymore. Huh? Oh, for that, yeah. Cool. Oh no! Did we go to the gym yesterday? You're right. I always say that I don't want to go to the gym every day. It's an issue. I don't want to go. And as soon as I go, or as soon as I get dressed, I start going. I get there, and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I don't know what it is that happens. There's like this awful feeling in the beginning of like absolute fucking dread. I absolutely dread. Every time he says the gym, there's like a cringe in my soul that happens. Okay. So when I finally get there, though, I'm just like, I can take over the world. Don't get in my way. So it's a little weird. But I get there and then I'm all like jacked up, ready to go, and I'm like, yeah. So okay. Are my gym clothes dry? Well, they should be by the time I go. Okay. So stationary Sunday. I have not been able to get to the PO box, but for those of you who are interested in sending me anything, I'm gonna put it in the chat. States Vegas. Type. North Carolina. States. It'll work. They'll figure it out. It's oh wait, they won't let me chat on my own thing? What? Oh, that's foul. Anyway, it's PO Box 5923, Statesville, North Carolina 28687 or 77. I'm not sure. I think it's 87. Either way, it's gonna end up there. So, or you can do 301 South Lincoln Avenue, Suite 5923, Statesville, North Carolina 28687. Yeah, that's another way. One of them was the physical one, and then the other one was the PO box. So for some reason, like with my PO box, certain items can't be delivered because it's a fucking PO box. It's just stupid. So they have to give you a physical address, even though it's a government facility. It's a physical address. You can actually have virtual addresses also, if you have mail or like certain like LLC. You can have a virtual address and utilize that instead. There's also virtual land renting now, where you can take a physical piece of property and rent it out online, but it's only online, and you have to pay to rent the property, but you never actually own it. But you make money on it. I don't know how that's a thing. I'm having to look into that. I just happened to see it the other day in an ad, and it was only for a few minutes, but it like caught me off guard. But then I went to go scroll and like did the whole refresh thing, so I lost it. But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Let's see. Anyway, so I haven't been able to get to the PO box, but if you guys want to see something, you can. I'll be checking it hopefully soon. If I did get an email, I'll try to reply. For those of you, okay, this is going back a couple years, and I'm hoping that the people who used to watch my stream are still watching it. But for those of you who were on my JPEG Christmas card edition of my stream, when I first started streaming, I did, for a couple of years, I did a Christmas card and then a pen pal to JPay users all over the U.S. There was over 100 inmates that I wrote to. And this wasn't just like, oh, a Christmas card. This was a Christmas card, an ad, and then there was like communication that happened. Okay? So I'm just letting you know that since the changes that have happened to JPay, from them getting their tablets, they have completely cut off, pretty much, all handwritten communication between civilians and inmates now. So you have to go through what's called JPay, which is a website that the government uses for communication for inmates to civilians. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you that shit became a fucking nightmare. Like, at first it was fine. You just use the inmate's address, you could pull up their information, their little account number or whatever, and it was totally fine. You could just send it. You could use your stamps in any state. It didn't matter. Now, you have to know exactly, specifically where they are, specifically what unit they're in, like all of these little specifics that I don't have access to. So for those of you who have knowledge of this or are associated to this, I hope that the inmates understand that I was cut off completely from communicating to them, to continue communicating to them. For those of you who continue to write to me, I did get your letters, but at the period in time when I received them, I was unable to respond. So I don't have, everything that I had was in storage. Remember, I told y'all, I saved all your letters, all your pictures that you sent me, all the things that you drew, everything that was live on the stream. I had saved all of that, but it's in storage, and it's $700 for me to get all that shit out right now until the end of the month. Now, once that's gone, it's gone forever. I don't have any idea what happens after that. I do know that there's some kind of an auction, so I'm hoping to be able to get that information out of the storage building before then, because I just realized. So, for those of you who are associated to inmates that I've communicated to over the past year, I do have a list of all of them, like their addresses and everything like that. So, I can write to them, but the thing is, it kicks it back. It just sends it right back to me. So me trying to communicate with them, it literally brickwalled me. So if you've gotten out, which a lot of you guys did, if you've gotten out since then and you look me up and you know about what I was doing then, I hope you communicate to them that I do not have access to continue that program anymore. So the reply mail for that ended up ending, and unfortunately, I really hated to have to end that, but it just, I didn't have much choice. Another thing is the email that I was using at the time, right when I made it, it was right before I had to hard reset my computer. I no longer have access to that email either. It will not let me log in, so I'll have to make an entirely new thing, but then I lose all of their information. So I'm pretty much screwed at this point as far as communication goes for that aspect. And I'm not real sure how to move forward from here with that situation, especially with all the other outlying scenarios that are happening right now. As far as office work today, checking all of your, like I said, checking your mail, but also and replying to your fans and stuff like that. But also, like when you're checking your office work stuff, I check my inbound to verify for Tuesday's numbers. So, like your Cash Apps, your Venmo, Square, PayPal, any kind of bank accounts, gift cards, cash on hand, which I did add that. To next week's schedule. Those are all aspects that you're going to have to look at weekly or daily to keep up with the funding that you have coming in for your envelope system. Like I said, this is already at the top listing of the envelope system that I already had built out. But this is also like a soft touch, kind of like to walk into the week. Like, okay, did I get anything else over the weekend? Do I need to add that to Tuesdays? Numbers because Sunday is my Monday, and then technically it's not Tuesday, but anyway. On the numbers portion of Tuesday's stream, that's what we call doing that, adding in that information. If it doesn't have anything, it doesn't know. You just can't. But it's just the fact that you're looking at it to make sure that you're doing a touch base and keeping up with yourself and keeping yourself accountable, and then you're also getting a full view of everything that's going on going forward as well. And it's only for a few seconds. Like all you're doing is just looking and seeing how much you have in there, and then you write it down, add it into your budget, just for a few minutes. It's part of your office work. Reorganizing, like I said, I just did like a little 15-minute tidy, so to speak. And just like I haven't wiped anything down yet, but it's just to declutter, so this way I can start thinking through it. Because if you have a bunch of shit all around you all the time, you're not going to be able to think clearly. When you have your stuff organized, or if you have it, organized, then your mind will start to be organized. You'll start to think clearer. If you don't have a whole lot, great. Good place to start. Now you can start building the life that you've always wanted. And be specific. Because if you don't have a whole lot of funds, that you're going to have to put it towards something that you want, right? So coming up from nothing, from negative. If you're coming up from negative, you're going to have to put all that into your background so you can get yourself above it. But if you're just above water, or right there at it, which is where I'm at, right kind of there at it, I'm just below water. I can barely see. I can start to breathe, but I'm still kind of drowning. I'm getting there, but I'm still here. Right? That's how we feel most of the time. We feel like we're still kind of like drowning in this thing called life. It just gets overwhelming. So having a little bit of organization to it helps. Give you something to stand on to kind of like lift you up above that. So checking your finances, reorganizing. Like I said to Jim. And then so we have core. I was doing these. This workout right here, where like you flat. I was doing this and this like got huge the past 6 months. I don't know if you can see that. but like when you overwork one specific area and it gets ginormous for no reason at all. You didn't need that. Like that's crazy. I am wow. Okay. So that wasn't intentional. I was actually trying to work on like this part of my arm and this part of my back. Helps. When you become an accidental bodybuilder, I'm just kidding. or when you accidentally, yeah. So no, I'm joking. That's not what I was intending. Like I'm not down here, not So Latin, I'm just kidding. Don't. Let's see. So core back fat, because that's a thing. I am a fat back. Real. Sugar holic. I love me some fucking food. Okay, so core, back fat, and underarm. So those will be the 3 focus today. Less sugar as usual, which I kind of nailed it today with the sweet tea and water. And no, I did not use my mineral water. I actually used tap water. So our tap water has a warning label on it in the city. So I try to avoid it because I don't want to get the plague, and Alright, so Goodwill today is personal items, is some wardrobe, which I need to change out. So I will be adding those to my eBay as well. So closet clean out will be finishing out this week. Household items. Trickle hose. And a splitter. Hose system. Because I'm tired of being up there for a fucking hour or so. Could have been in here because I'm doing too much doing stuff. Which don't get me wrong, I like to evaluate, but like sometimes I'll spray them with the hose, but the top layer for some reason doesn't allow the under layer to get wet, and I don't think they're getting enough root water. Like they're getting surface water. They're getting like leaf water, but they're not getting root. You know what I'm saying? So like take a sip. It's fucking hot out. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna be in a fucking pool. Like you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do a triple system. For sale. I'm not doing that right now. I will keep an eye open, but I'm not gonna do that right now. And then total money spent, like I said, I have put aside a certain amount of money for that. And going into this next week, I'm gonna really limit myself and only allow myself $20 for this next week, a whole week. Because the fact unless I start selling like crazy, the only money that's going into eBay is what's coming out of eBay. So it's kind of like forcing myself. I don't have a choice now but to sell my shit because I'm putting a hole on myself. At the same time, I have to have that turnover rate of the items, right? So if I don't sell anything, I don't add anything. Until I adjust. If I adjust by doing bulk and it still doesn't sell, I don't know what to do at that point. I could just do local, maybe. Some fucking store. Supper night is leftovers because we do have a bunch of stuff that's left over from last week, and we still order, which we're going to pick up here shortly. Clean up tonight is putting motherfucking clothes away because I am the laziest piece of shit when it comes to putting clothes away, and literally only takes fucking 15 minutes. Nightly routine shape. Power down. Charging station did get put into place as far as cords. I just actually need to clean off my side table, which I've been talking about for this one now. Now I've been looking through the bins and seeing if there's like a charging station that's coming up. I have seen a couple. They were so trashed. I was like, man. So did put all Sundays into here. I am going to go ahead and tell you that whatever is added will probably be added to next week once I get ink. Because I'm not printing a motherfucking thing until I get ink. It's everything. If I make any sales, I need all that ink to be printing labels specifically. So I'm really struggling. I don't know why streaming. I am building a master's in Canva, but I would like to see if there's alternative apps that are available that allow me to print from their website. Because evidently Canva doesn't allow you to print unless you go through their services. So, So, as of tomorrow, we'll be pulling all of this, which I'll probably end up doing this later today. Pulling all of this from May into June, what's not been done yet. So this way I can keep accountability for myself and continue building forward the things that I intended to do. See, a lot of times we have intentions for something, but it ends up falling off because we end up forgetting about it, or it just gets lost in the sauce. And this is me catching up with my own sauce. So, and I'm adding ingredients to this little soup of mine. stirring up the bottom, making sure that nothing gets burnt behind. Add it to the rest of it. Nice little super life right here. So, on that note, I do have to get going because I have to read my groceries. But I hope you all have a wonderful day. I did walk through Sundays. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. Just be aware that banks and posts and looks like the gym is closed, which works out because and then, like I said, we're gonna adjust for this next week. I only have Mondays printed out, so I'm probably gonna have to figure something out. That 20 we end up going into supplies to purchase the ink because, like I said, that's an immediate need. See how things kind of like pull up randomly that you don't look at. A lot of side shit that you don't think about, and especially if you're younger. Examples. But if you're younger and you're just coming into this and you're having to worry about finances and struggling and trying to get along with life and everything you did as a kid is now completely fucking changed because you're an adult. Which that transition awful, isn't it? And I'm sure that, like, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm not the greatest mom in the world. I am not the greatest daughter in the world. I'm not the greatest wife in the world. I'm not the greatest friend in the world. I'm just me. And I'm doing the best I can with the little bit of knowledge that I have about this life. So, I hope you'll have a wonderful day, and check out my social medias and all my other sites and stuff like that. So yeah, until I see you again.